Hello friends, welcome to this online series of lectures on operations research. In this lecture, we will solve an example based on Boole program. So a company manufactures two products, radios and transistors, which must be processed through assembly and finishing departments. Now two products are there, radio and transistors. Assembly has 90 hours available and finishing can handle up to 72 hours of work. So here two constraints are given, assembly and finishing. Manufacturing one radio can handle up to requires 6 hours in assembly and 3 hours in finishing. So this constraint is for the radio. Each transistor requires 3 hours in assembly and 6 hours in finishing. So this second constraint is for the transistor. If profit is 120 per radio and 90 per transistor, determine the best combination of radios and transistors to realize profit of rupees 2100. So here the company has a goal, specific goal of rupees 2100 of profit. Again, for the radio, you have a profit of 120 rupees, or you can say any unit you can take, and 90 per transistor. So let's formulate the problem. So here the goal is single. The company wants to realize the profit of 2100 rupees. Let's introduce two variables for the underachievement and overachievement, that is DU and DO. Right? This underachievement is for the profit goal and DO is the overachievement for the profit goal. Now the objective function for the company is to minimize the underachievement. Whatever the achievement which is under, you can say under the target, the company will try to minimize it. Now three constraints are also there. The first one is per radio profit and per transistor profit, as well as the underachievement. Here if you see, the company will try to add and deduct the overachievement so that it can balance the target of 2100, right? Or you can say profit plus underachievement minus overachievement is equal to target, right? And these two constraints are already given for the assembly and finishing departments. So converting them into standard form, we can write minimize z is equal to 0x1 plus 0x2 plus 0x1 plus 0x2 plus du plus 0 do, right? And constraints, we also add this to underachievement and overachievement with the target. And we also introduce two slack variables here so that we can convert the inequalities into equalities, where all these variables are greater than equal to 0. So what is the purpose of formulating this into Boole programming? We can easily employ the simplex iteration, simplex method. Now we can convert this into a simplex table. Just put the values of x1, x2, s1, s2, du and do, the variables from the objective function at the top, that is Cj, right? All these constraints coefficients we will write here, 120, 90, 0, 0, 1, minus 1 and 2100. Right? In the same way, 6, 3, 1, 0 and rest of them are 0 and 90. Right? For the third constraint, 3, 6, 0, 1, 0 equal to 72. In B section, we will write the RHS. Right? So this is the same simplex method I have introduced in previous lectures. We will follow. Same method will be there so that we can achieve the optimal solution. So for maximum negative, here is minus 120. Since this is a problem of minimization, we will see the maximum negative in case of Cj minus Zj. So how do we calculate? First of all, let's calculate Zj. So Zj is nothing but 120 into 1 plus 6 into 0 plus 3 into 0, that is 120. 90 into 1 plus 3 into 0 plus 6 into 0, it is 90, and likewise, right? Here these slack variables, what are the basic variables which we have introduced, that is du here, right, and s1, s2 are the slack variables. So minus 120 is our key column, or you can see the pivot column here, right? So when we divide this pivot column, this b with this pivot column, what we will get? We will get the theta. Clear? So 2100 divide by 120, you will get 35 by 2. In the same way, 90 divided by 6 is equal to 15, and 72 divided by 3 is 24. So out of all these theta values, we will look into the least positive value for the key row, or you can say pivot row. So 15 is the least positive value. So this is our pivot row. And pivot row and pivot column, the intersection is the pivot element. So this is the corresponding x1 variable in Cj will be the entering variable here, right? And s1 will be the leaving variable in the next table. Also, we calculate the new values based on the old values formula which we have already discussed in the previous lecture of simplex method. So what you do with this key pivot row, we just divide this key element with all these elements and you get all the pivot row elements in the new table. So that is what I have done here. So this is the modified table, that is the second iteration where we have the new elements, right? And here if you see, I have written x1, that is the entering variable. Now we will again follow the iteration of simplex method where we will find out the Zj. So how do we find out Zj? Which is nothing but 30 into 1 plus 1 by 2 into 0 plus 9 by 2 into 0, which is nothing but 30. So in the same way we will find out rest of the values, that is Zj. Now Cj minus Zj is nothing but 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 30 is minus 30, 0 minus 20 is 0 minus minus 20 is 20, and likewise. So minimum, the maximum in the negative is minus 30. So this is our pivot column, right? So what we will do, we will divide this in the base and numerator will be this one, B. So 300, right, divide by 30 is 10, that is theta, right? 15 divided by 1 by 2 is 30, and 27 divided by 9 by 2 is equal to 6. So least positive here is 6. So we will see the intersection point here, the pivot element of pivot column and pivot row is 9 by 2. So for the new elements of rows, we will divide 9 by 2 with the whole element, so we will get the new elements of this row, right? For this row, we have already discussed the formula in the previous lecture of simplex method, so that we will get the optimal basic feasible solution. Why it is optimal basic feasible solution? Because Cj minus Zj, by calculating Zj here and Cj minus Zj, this value is positive, less than, or you can say greater than equal to 0, and hence we have arrived at the minimization optimal solution for the minimization, which is greater than equal to 0. In this table, what we have done, again we have put the values, new values in this table, and we have calculated Zj. Based on Zj, we have also calculated Cj minus Zj. Now next iteration is not possible because we have arrived at the optimal solution. So how? If you see here, Cj minus Zj or Cj bar is coming out, all the values are coming to be positive or 0. Hence we have arrived at the optimal solution. So what is the solution? I have just copied down the table from the previous slide, where you have x1 is equal to 12, that is the first answer. Second variable x2 is equal to 6, and du underutilization or you can say underachievement variable, that is du, is equal to 120. So what do you mean by this du equal to 120? That the target profit of is underachieved by 120 rupees. So just deduce that difference, and the difference will be 2100 minus 120, which is the profit actually earned, which is 1980 by manufacturing 12 radios, which is x1, the number of units of radios, and number of transistors, which is coming out to be 6. And with the help of this x1 and x2, two variable decision variables, the company can realize the profit of rupees 1980, right? So in this way, with a single goal programming where the target value of 2100 was given, we can easily solve the problem of goal programming. In next lecture, we are going to look into a problem of integer programming. Till then, thank you.